Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing really well. It's Friday, the last day of the week. Let's take a look at Bitcoin's price. Price moved according to what was anticipated or to the assumption made. I don't want to say expectations because that would be putting too much weight on the counts I generate. More often than not, the count is aligned, but sometimes it is not and needs to be readjusted. And so yesterday during the video, I was highlighting the reaction from the demand zone at the bottom, 65 to 58 on the Binance chart. And I was saying there is a likelihood that we see a corrective move up for a wave B to form, a corrective move up that would find overhead resistance up to 68,883, down to 67,357. I think the price was somewhere down there, so the first 50% was already reached, and I did not include it in the overhead resistance because I was still counting on another push higher for this B wave. And I said you may see another push higher as soon as price pokes its head above the top of wave A of this triangle, which is what happened. Now, the question I raised yesterday was the following. We know that we completed a 5 of 5, therefore we completed a 1. Yeah, and so this one is preceding a wave 2 correction as an ABC to the downside. And so the question I asked yesterday was, do we have the correction complete already? Because if you do look on the overall direction of the trend, you have a 1 down, a 2, and a third, so technically an ABC. Yeah, if you look into the detail, you have a better granularity, but you do have an ABC. So is that ABC the end of the correction for wave 2, knowing that wave 2 started at 58,936, and so we would technically anticipate a wave 2 to find support at least 64,000. Yeah. Now in a very bullish market where every pullback are rather shallows, meaning that the buyers are stepping in early, there is no guarantee that you will find a wave 2. In general, there is no guarantee you find a wave 2 that retraces at minima 50%. Yeah, this is a guideline from the theory. We see it more often than not. It doesn't make it a rule. And so perhaps in this case, it's another exception to the guideline. Yeah, so it's possible that the correction finished. Now, I would not consider this as valid. Here's why. If the correction is finished, then you want to see 5 wave move up, a motive wave as a follow-up. What we have so far, disregard the wave count, the ABC. I'll talk about it in a bit, but consider this. If you want to see a 5 wave move up, you would have a 1, 2, a third wave, which is rather short compared to wave A. Actually, I can do some fib extension to see where is the 100% showing up. Yeah, you see the 100%. So for this wave to equal this one, price should have reached to 69,095 cents. So we came short. Yeah, but at least this, if it is a third wave, then it's shorter than the wave 1. Now we would want to see a 5th wave to the upside that is shorter than the third wave, because you cannot have a third wave that is the shortest of the 1 or the 5th. So perhaps what is happening here is not an impulse. And therefore, if it is not an impulse, then the correction is not over. This is the most likely scenario I go for. Yeah, so you would have instead a B up, which is what I was looking for in the video yesterday, that found a resistance around the 85.4% at 68,883, and is now apparently breaking down. We broke market structure locally here by making a new low compared to this one, but you do have an A, a B, and a C. Yeah, and each of those is 1, 2, 3 for A, 1, 2, 3 for B, 1, 2, 3 for C. Yeah, so this one appears to be valid as a corrective move up for B, and now we want to see a C wave to the downside. Now the C wave, I was already having it highlighted, the C wave could find support at 64,632. That would make the C wave length equal to the A length, A wave length. Yeah, so this is something we can consider. This approach, even though there is downside on the very short term, fits quite well with the motive scenario, the motive counts I go with, compared to, if you are new to this series of videos about Bitcoin Elliott wave analysis, I have for quite some time two counts that are running in parallel. There is a diagonal one and there is a motive one. Yesterday, I said in the video with regards to, actually, let me do it now so we will get it off the picture. I said yesterday in the video that I need to move to the daily, that the diagonal count that we have since early August was still a good fit until right about here, the top of wave 3. Wave 4 was rather short and quick. A lot of us got surprised by the shallowness of the C leg. We were expecting much lower. And what has made me shift probabilities from a diagonal scenario being the most probable, most likely scenario to a motive scenario being the most likely is the top we made for wave A. Because we have on the RSI level, we have the top of wave 3 is here. And what was apparently on the diagonal count, the top of wave 5, there is no divergence on the RSI. So with regards whether it's an impulse or a diagonal, you would want to see momentum divergence between the top of wave 3 and the top of wave 5. It's not the case here. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that the diagonal scenario can be thrown in the trash. It just means this happening here means that the likelihood is shifting away from the diagonal scenario being the most probable scenario at play at the moment. So I keep it because it's not invalidated, but it has less weight into my scale of probable scenarios. So let me go back to the motive look. So we have a 1, 2. I keep repeating that. It's really high time that we get out of here because video after video, it's like I sound like a broken record. So thanks a lot if you bared with me for all those videos and you're still hearing me telling you about the 1, 2, 1, 2. If you like what you are hearing and seeing, leave a comment, put a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated. So one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, and within a third in the making, there is another 1, 2 in the making. Yeah, there is a second wave in the making. This is the scenario that has the most probable outcome simply because of the overall bullishness of the trend. We got one evidence here of the bullishness. We were expecting a much lower C and it's actually turned out to be quite short. So that's an indication that buyers stepped in way early and did not let the price go too deep, probably because a lot of levels would be invalidated and would trigger a liquidation cascade. But now this is also what is happening here, apparently, on this three-way move down as an A correction as part of this ABC. It's rather shallow, and there is no rush except here. When this was happening, I was like really wondering whether it was a short-term bottom for this correction, because look at the volume we had. There was a ton of volume with regards to the rest on the way down and following price action afterwards. So volume was quite intense here. and located on really those 3-4 candles. And then we made a new low, but look at the volume on the way down. Like it was really almost nothing compared to this level here. So perhaps that was an indication that we might see some more downside because that was not intense, even though price found support on the demand zone, but appears to fail in making a new high. So we made new low on the price, we tagged the demand zone, but notice one thing that did not happen, and that might actually happen, is that we did not take out this low, 64,798. I believe that there are a lot of stops around here from buyers and people that entered the markets on the long side. Should we see price go down as part of the construction of this C leg, and you see the 100% extension for the C leg is just underneath, though, so it would make sense to have price take out this low, take the liquidity that is here, and then perhaps reclaim and go back up. Yeah, so this is what we will be watching for. If I now put on the technicals to see where we are, so I did not completely delete this demand zone simply because less than half was taken. That's my rule. When less than half is taken, I keep the demand zone as active because probably there are some there is some liquidity here going on. Now, if the pullback that we are to expect for the C leg is quite deep, perhaps an area we can look at is 63,152 and a new demand zone right beneath at between 62,000 and 62,500. We're still far away from it. Judging by the way the A leg was constructed of this scenario, it is possible that the C leg will be also shallow. I would not see why buyers would let price get so deep in the risk of triggering further liquidation cascade. Yeah, but that's just a subjective interpretation. So for the moment, this is the count we're going for. The diagonal, I repeat, is still at play, but is not the most likely scenario. The most likely one is I must say it's quite bullish because you do have, if you think about it, and now this is just me talking to myself. If you think about it, you have a 1 2 1 2 and another 1 2, so that's very, very bullish because once you complete the last 1 2, you go for 3 4 5 of the third one of this 1 2, and once you complete this 1 2 3 4 5, you're actually completing the third wave of this 1 2. So that's a lot of upside movements. I mean, after all, the target for a 3 in bracket is 83K. Now, in terms of number, we're not too far from it, and we know that sometimes Bitcoin can make a candle at 6,000 or 7,000 in a day. But judging by the lack of direction we have since 7-8 months now, this would be quite a nice push up to see happening. Yeah. On the future side, what do we have? I did not look at it before starting the video. Oh, and I do not edit the videos. Yeah, that's, I think maybe I should be doing in the future because sometimes I have trouble with English words. English is not my first language, in case you haven't noticed. Anyway, future side. So we made a top for what appears to be a wave B, at least in my count. Price is moving down since the open interest. What is it doing? It was rather flat until up now. We have 2 negative candle for the open interest. So this one still has 26 minutes. A negative candle with a negative, with a bearish candle. And now there is another negative one with appears to be a bullish one, but it's not finished, so we will ignore it. The spot activity, the delta was rather negligible on the way down, so there was not signs of absorption. As price goes down, this is what we saw on this move here. We saw that price was going down, but you saw one positive delta candle on the spot market, so price went down but closed higher. A lot of coins were purchased. The following candle even more. The following candle also positive one. we had really a lot of absorption of coins on the spot market, and the liquidation. We really don't have anything significant. I mean, price is still waddling, not sideways because it has kind of a upward structure, but I would not be surprised that we fail. What could it be? Price fail. Let me put some fib retracements just as a speculation. No, not this one. Just as a speculation to see where could probably be a failed retracement. We could fail at 68,373 or thereabout. It could be a good indication that wave C is unfolding, and you would have actually a 1, 2, and then a 3, a 4th, and a 5th to finish the C. Yeah. So that's it for the video. I hope you liked it. Leave me comments. Let me know what you think about those videos. It's been a full month, I think, now that I'm making videos. Perhaps there is something that there is obviously something you find valuable. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sticking till the end of those videos. But let me know what exactly is of interest and of value to you, and perhaps I can tailor the upcoming videos to those specific needs. Otherwise, I wish you an excellent day, a fantastic weekend, and yeah, take care of yourself, and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.